Trends don't always excite me, but 2022 has got a lot in store for us. Hey there, hi, welcome to the channel. I am Garrett, and in this video, we're talking all about some of the trends of 2022 that are actually worth your time, my time, our time. There are a lot of good things out there, and we have got a number of them to get through. So let's get into the video. The first trend of 2022 that I really love and is really giving me everything I need is seeing people be authentic in their style. Authenticity is becoming big, it's becoming huge. People are realizing that jumping on somebody else's style as a trend doesn't work for them because it doesn't have longevity in their home and with their style. We always want spaces that reflect us as people, us as individuals, versus a space that reflects someone else. I say that a lot on this channel because that's just the core of my belief system, and I hope it is for you too, because jumping on a trend just because it's a trend is not a great idea, it's just trendy. The next big trend I'm seeing that I'm very excited about for 2022 is actually modern Grand Millennial. Grand Millennial is kind of my style. I love really traditional things, beautiful fabrics and colors, but modern Grand Millennial we're seeing as almost a take on the kind of Parisian apartment aesthetic or vibe, where you have a very traditional space with more modern or contemporary furnishings. This is the inverse, a more modern architectural space with more traditional furnishings, be that color or pattern, more traditional style furnishings or wood tones. I am really excited about this because it's a very specific style that's kind of difficult and hard to pull off. It's not easy to make a modern space feel traditional by just bringing in furnishings or accessories. So I'm really excited to see what people do and how they incorporate this into spaces because it's really exciting. I'm also a little bit questioning whether or not maybe it's just people layering more and more in and people liking color and easier to find vintage pieces that's leading to this modern Grand Millennial style. But either way, I'm very excited to see what comes of it. The next trend of 2022 that I am very excited about is actually rustic luxury. I think this style is amazing because it is not one specific thing. It doesn't fit very well into a box. It's hard to put a label on, and I think that's great because it means it will work in a lot of different spaces for a lot of different people. If you have more postmodern style and one of these sculptural, architectural masterpiece sofas, it'll work in rustic luxury. But also that big squishy farmhouse sofa will blend in seamlessly. I think that's the core aspect of this style, and what makes it so great is that it can be layered and built on to incorporate a number of different styles, furniture, and elements into it that will allow people to take advantage of it in every space, in every area, in every walk of life. And I think that's really amazing. It's a great way to elevate any style by incorporating some of these more rustic and textural wood tones. And some of these fabrics are very minimal and they don't have pattern or a lot happening with them outside of that texture. That's a really fun way to incorporate into a space all of these aspects, a number of different styles, and bring them together is by making sure they all have one aspect that connects them. Rustic luxury does that, and I think it's really beautiful. This is also great to incorporate into less architecturally significant spaces. You don't have to have, the crazy double height or vaulted ceilings to make this work. You can do a lot with this style to incorporate into your space and to build and layer on what you already have. The next trend of 2022 that I am very excited about is actually the color of the year. There are a number of them that are really great, and one of them that I really like is called Art and Craft. It's a Dunn Edwards color. I like this because I think it would blend into a lot of different styles, and it's also a really great color for that rustic luxury trend. I think this has a lot of earthy tones to it. It's very sumptuous, and I can see it in a number of spaces. But the color of the year that is taking off and is the biggest, and I am seeing all over the place and I'm so happy about, is Evergreen Fog, which is a Sherwin-Williams color. However, just about every other color or paint company has released their own version of this. So look for that one at that paint company or wherever your favorite is and jump on that, because I think this is such a beautiful color. I have seen people paint these big all white spaces in this color, and it is gorgeous. And I'm also seeing people paint cabinetry and trim work. As a matter of fact, one of my friends here on YouTube, Christina Ford Home, who I'm going to link in the description box down below for you, actually painted all of the base cabinetry in her kitchen in Evergreen Fog. It's a beautiful color and it's sumptuous. It is light and airy. So if you have a smaller space that you are looking to bring some light into and a little bit of color without just having a white space, Evergreen Fog is a great color to consider because it'll also work for a number of different styles. Speaking of other design styles, on this channel we talk about all design styles because as a formally trained interior decorator, I have my own style, but I don't push that on you because I want to see the best of your space in your home and your style, which is why you should take a moment and hit the subscribe button. It means a lot to us as content creators and it keeps us creating content. And now on to the next trend of 2022 that I am very excited about, which is actually 3D art. And when I say that, I know you're thinking of like those 3D glasses, you know, the cardboard ones with the one red lens and the one blue one. Not what I mean. I'm talking about art that is three-dimensional and actually projects or has an actual physical texture to it. 3D art is big, it's huge, it's popular for 2022, and I'm very excited about it. We saw this a lot in 2021 of people DIYing and crafting their own artwork out of plaster, out of a lot of things, and I think that's really cool and a great way to add texture to a space. In 2022, we're going to see more sculpture as art, and I'm very excited about this. Wall-hung art that's sculptural and projects from the wall just a little bit, not too much, is actually really amazing because it creates a lot of visual interest, it's unexpected, and it's a unique element to incorporate into a space. I just think it's something different that we haven't seen for quite a while in a few years. That's really exciting to me because in design, we get a lot of exposure. On social media, we get a lot of exposure, and we always are looking for that next thing or what's popular, what's in, because we're craving something different. And I think 3D artwork is definitely that thing. The next big trend that I'm excited about for 2022 is 70s inspiration for color. I love the 70s style and people using it and incorporating it into spaces. Previously, we saw this a lot through actual furniture pieces and styles, the curved sofas and pieces, lucite and glass pieces. I love that. But now we're seeing this a lot more with color. I love color in a home and in a space. You all know that about me. But this color is really fun. We're seeing this in avocados and oranges, and I'm very excited about it because it's really beautiful. The thing to keep in mind with these colors is to opt for slightly more muted versions of them. There was a reason that they went out as quickly as they did, and that's because they were really vibrant, really bright, a little bit too much and overwhelming. Using a slightly more muted version of these colors is going to be more elegant, more timeless, and it's going to be more sophisticated and have a longer lasting lifespan in your space. You won't get as tired of them as quickly. Keep in mind, you want your space to have longevity. You want things that are going to be timeless for you. And if this color is that, I say go for it because color in a space is so much fun. And if you're just painting walls or trim or something like that, it's easy enough to change later on. That's a really fun way to add vibrancy to a space is through some of these 70s colors that are going to be big in 2022. The next trend of 2022 that I am actually really loving is wallpaper. You all know that I have a traditional style and wallpaper just aligns with that naturally, so I of course love it. But 2022 has a lot to offer us in the way of more modern wallpaper, which is something we for a long time did not see in modern styles. A lot of these wallpapers are simplistic in pattern, in tone, they're minimalistic because it works really well with that style. I think these are beautiful and there's a lot of inspirational wallpapers to look for. We're seeing this in accent walls, which is really fun because a lot of these can be overwhelming in a full space. They take a little bit of cultivating and working within your style to make work, which I think is great. One of my absolute favorites is this one, which I will put here. It's a Kelly Wearstler paper. And a lot of you actually ask me about who some of my favorite designers are. Kelly Wearstler is my go-to for anything that is modern or contemporary because she uses these pieces aligned with more traditional architecture in such a beautiful way that's timeless and elegant. But these patterns are really going to be great for wallpapers in 2022. They're also a great way to refreshen and modernize a more traditional space. Something to consider because this wallpaper can be very versatile in a lot of different spaces. The next big trend of Albert, you can't run into the camera. Come here. Albert, people say that you're not very animated. Albert's 16. He doesn't have to be animated. Do you? Oh, yes. He says his only responsibility is to be loved. What? You don't want to be a part of the video? You don't want to see your fans? Okay. Now it's time to go. The next trend of 2022 that I am actually very, very excited about is a return to more traditional architectural styles. A lot of people may say that I just have a preference and I see what I want to see, but what I am noticing is a lot of people favoring more architecturally traditional spaces, even if they have more modern furniture. This is because it's character, it has a lot of interest, and when painted a more minimal color scheme is very textured and beautiful. A lot of this favoritism towards traditional architecture was spurred on by people restoring older homes and preserving older mansions, and we see this a lot on social media where people are buying up these cheap old houses that have these beautiful details and restoring them. A lot of these features and details can be incorporated into architectural styled homes of any sort, through molding, through paneling. You all know I love a column. Add them anywhere and I'm gonna be happy. I think that these architectural styles that give those traditional vibes are very easy to add into a lot of spaces and can be done relatively affordably thanks to modern technology. Something worth looking at and considering if you have a more modern or contemporary style and are just looking to elevate it or give it some interest in detail that maybe it doesn't have now. The next big trend of 2022 that I'm very excited about is actually sculptural accessories. This is fun because 2021 was the year of the sculptural sofa, which was cool, but definitely not for everyone, and that's okay. But these sculptured accessories can be incorporated into a lot of different spaces. It's a great way to add a modern take on a more traditional space, or add some character, a little bit of layering and texture to a contemporary space that maybe feels a little bit cold or harsh or sterile. These pieces are fun. You can do an accent chair, you could do candle holders. There's a lot of different sculptured-like accessories to incorporate into a space in terms of decor. You could even do light fixtures. This is fun. I like the sculptural accessory because I think it's a little bit unexpected. It's something unique. A lot of these pieces have minimalistic color schemes and are very rich in texture. You can find things that are made of plaster that are really unique and detailed. I like these. I like sculptural accessories in terms of smaller pieces. I think that's fun to incorporate because it's kind of a little conversation piece and just something visually interesting that I'm seeing that I'm really liking. The next trend that I am very excited about, and you all know I love, is actually a return to organic materials. I talk about environmentalism through sustainability and design and organic materials a lot on this channel because it's a passion I have and it's something really important to the design industry. This return to organic materials is great because these are biodegradable, and once you move on from a piece, if that's not for someone else or if the lifespan has come to an end, they will break down in the environment, and that's always amazing. Plus, a lot of these more natural materials actually will benefit the environment you are in a lot more because they breathe, they're more natural, they are just more authentic, and people notice that. There's a big difference between polyester and cotton. Hey, maybe it's all velvet, but guess what? There's a big difference and you notice it right away. There is authenticity to that a lot of people really love and enjoy, and is definitely something worth considering. I'm very happy about this, and let's just hope that it's not a trend for 2022 and it's just something we incorporate into our life and our lifestyles even more. Well, there you have it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. I want to hear from my subscribers, what is one trend of 2022 that you are seeing that you're actually excited about? Be sure to share with me because we love to engage with you in the comment section down below, and while you're at it, give this video a like. And I know that you know someone that they're looking to redo their space, or they're trying to figure out what they want, and you know that I know what they need. Be sure to share this video with them because friends help friends, and I will see you in the next one.